Good morning. My name is Jarrett Julian Finney, as most of you may know. Born February 13th, 1991. I'm 22 years old. The son of Mr. Jeffrey Lee Finney and the son of Mrs. Patricia Ann Finney, my parents. Now it is 3 in the morning, and at this moment I feel the need to record a video on a subject that is very touchy for me at this moment in time. Initially, I'm going to apologize if anything that I say is redundant, if anything I say is repetitive. This is all coming from my mind at the moment, and it is at this time that many of you will be seeing me at a very susceptible moment in time. I will be vulnerable, and I hope you all embrace that. Now again, this is a touchy subject for me and regarding family health. My dad, as many of you know, my dad found out over a year ago that he has a brain tumor in an aggressive stage, an aggressive type of cancer. On Wednesday, my mom, myself, and my father talked to the doctor to find out that the chemotherapy that he's currently using isn't working to its full effectiveness and that the tumor has grown. Upon that doctor's appointment, my dad left the room to where my mom and myself were asking the doctor questions, and we were finding out his longevity if this new chemotherapy doesn't work. For my dad's sake, I don't want him to watch this. I don't want him to know the details. Therefore, I will not give a time that the doctor said for his safety. He doesn't want to know the details for his own sake. Therefore, I'm not going to tell you. Not that I don't trust any of you. Again, this is just for his safety. A little detail about my father. My father grew up in San Diego, born November 21st, 1957. His parents are Mr. Julian Finney and his mother, Odessa May Finney. He's the second youngest of 6 children. Upon growing up, he would meet my mother in an unexpected place, a pet store. In his early 20s, he would propose to my mom, and they would be married. A little over 10 years later, I was conceived. Upon my childhood, my dad has always been there for me. I didn't have a bad household life. In fact, it was fantastic, and I wish I appreciated it more. I really do. My dad has always been there for me, both good and bad. My father was the first person to ever truly expose me to music, with a band called They Might Be Giants. One of my favorite bands, and certainly his favorite. When my mom and I would be in quarrels, because, I was a teenager, I wasn't the best person in the world. I can't say most teenagers are. My dad would have to intervene. There is not one time I can ever recall in which my dad has ever called me a single name, has talked to me in any derogatory way. He's gotten me to think about my life situations. He's gotten me to think about the future, and he's gotten me to think about the relationships I've made in my life. He is my dad. He is one of the greatest people I know that I will ever meet, and I will have the privilege of maintaining in my life. He's been there every step of the way. He has guided me. He has gone through trials, tribulations, for my well-being. He has defended me when I have been susceptible. He has defended me when I was in trouble. He has been there every single step of the way, not just for me, but for my mother and anyone else that he cares about. When it comes to my dad, he has given me some of the greatest advice I will ever hear, and I will be eternally grateful. And some of it I wish I had listened to when I was younger, but there's nothing I can do about it now. I have grown. He has helped me grow. I am a better man because of my father. Now, some of you may be wondering the other purpose of me making this video. This is going to sound very unusual for me to say, but I don't know how long he's going to be on this earth. I truly don't. Doctors aren't right all the time. And I hope to God he lives. I don't believe in a God. If there is a being, I hope he's there for my father. If there's not, my dad has the mental capacity to keep fighting. He does not want to leave this earth anytime soon. Anyways, the purpose of me making this video is, as strange as it sounds, my birthday is coming up. I'm turning 23. Now, it's weird for me to say that because it kind of sounds like me using my birthday as an excuse to ask this of every single person who is taking the time to watch this video, in which I truly appreciate. If there's one thing I want my dad to know, if he ever has to leave this earth for some reason, I want him to know how great he is and how important he is, not just in my life, not just my mom's life, but how much of an impact he's made. Now, this all being said, some of you might not even know my father. But I hope it's enough for me to tell you that he is one of the greatest damn men to ever exist on this earth. He has given me life. He's helped me sustain life. And he has helped me keep on living. And that is what I intend to do. Granted, I'm not thinking of any sort of thoughts, but you can understand, hopefully. What I am asking, if willing, is that my dad receives Facebook messages, letters, something to let him know how goddamn important he is and how much he means to me, how much he means to my father, how much he means to you. I don't know. But I'd really appreciate it. Just for a bit of happiness for my father. I want him to know how important he is, how great he is, and I apologize for being redundant. I'd appreciate if you could just take the time just to write to my dad. You can write as much as you want. Hell, I'd just be okay if he receives a message just saying, "Hey, your You're fucking awesome. I may not know it, but your son does. And that should be enough. Now, granted, if some of you don't wish to do that, that is perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. Just so long as it's in your thoughts. Just please. This is the most important person in my life. Hell, I have a sense of humor. If you recall me having curly hair, in which I don't know where it comes from, one of the ongoing jokes that's been going on is when I had my hair, people would come up to me, they'd ask, "Where did you get that hair from?" And my dad would intervene and he'd respond, "Oh, it was the milkman." That's such a stupid joke, but I enjoy it. And yet, as soon as you see my dad and I in a room conversing and cracking jokes, that's where my sense of humor comes from, to which everyone will say, "Yeah, that's Jarrett's dad. That's definitely his dad." I'm a fan of They Might Be Giants. He loves music. I'm sorry this is dragging on for those of you watching this far. I'm deeply grateful. I really am. I know this might be a lot to ask from some of you, and that's fine. Again, you don't need to do anything. I just want my dad to be happy. And I want him to know that he has a son and he has a wife that mean the world to them. Truly, he is a great man. He's made my life the way it is now. He's made my life the way it will be. And for that, I'm eternally grateful to him. Again, thank you very much for lasting this far. And I hope you enjoy every moment that comes to you.